All right. I am delighted to present our very own home inspector, Shawn Millett, from Key Home Inspections this week. Shawn's enthusiasm for the upcoming year lies in forging new connections and serving as a valuable resource to clients and fellow professionals alike. Embarking on the entrepreneurial journey, Shawn takes pride in his courage and is eager to see his business continue to thrive. Beyond his professional pursuits, Shawn finds joy in activities like going to the gym, powerlifting, snowboarding, and creating with his hands. Known for his proactive approach, Shawn is always engaged in productive endeavors. Join me in extending a warm welcome to Shawn Millett as he shares his insights on who is Shawn, why home inspections, and what is a home inspection. The stage is yours, Shawn, and I'll signal you with a 2-minute warning.
Awesome. Is my screen loaded yet?
No.
Amazing. This is a good one. Huh. So let's try this again.
There you
Okay,
go.
Good.
Looks good.
Hey, there we go. Let's go back one. All right, everyone. My name is Shawn Millett. I am a certified professional inspector with Key Beginning Inspections. Those are my CCB numbers and my license numbers down there. Today's agenda. Who is Shawn? He's a weird guy. Let me put my stopwatch on here just so I can make sure I do go over time. Why would anyone choose home inspections? And then you go ahead and fill in that blank is a home inspection. You use your choice words. And then of course, everyone wants to see the pictures and the random things that I see. That's a given. So this is me. This is my wife, Javiera, and myself. We've been together for 16 years. Sorry, I'll get there. This is my wonderful cat, Apollo, my other cat, Sarah, and my dog, Zeus, over here in the corner. He does love knives. He thinks it's funny to chase you around with them. That is a knife that we dulled, so don't worry about that. So my personal background is I started my whole working career as a roofing assistant, went into become a framing assistant, then into landscaping. So I do have a small little history in real estate construction. From there, I went into the pipe fitters. The easiest way to explain it is a commercial plumber. It's not quite what it is, but it's the easiest way to explain it. From there, I became a master certified automotive technician for 12 years with a one dealership I'm no longer with anyways. While I was at that dealership, being the best technician I possibly could, I decided I needed a new path, and I decided to go with the American Home Inspectors Training, which is a schooling to teach us people about all the different building codes, so on and so forth. So if anyone's heard this story again, sorry, we're going to have to go with it again. But why or how did I move from cars into home inspection? And that had to do with one small aspect of working at the dealership, and that's used vehicle inspections. Say yourself wanted to buy a vehicle off of a corner lot or Craigslist, something a little sketchy. You don't know anything about this vehicle, right? You take it into the dealership. I would then put it on the rack, lift it up, and look at this car from its tires, brakes, suspension, undercarriage, bring it back down inside, outside, under the hood, the entire car. From there, I could then explain to the client directly, hey, this bumper's been replaced, this fender's been replaced, these paints don't match, you have some accident evidence underneath the car, and absolutely nothing on your Carfax report. So with that, take it as you will. And I also got the ability to educate the client on their car. What is your perceived maintenance? What type of maintenance are you even looking at? What are you going to need? Tires, brakes, fluids in the near future, and what that would look like. And to be able to see the client and be like, oh my goodness, you just saved me from a $30,000 mistake by buying this pile of a car, or the, oh my goodness, I found the one and only unicorn on that corner lot. I feel so much better about proceeding with this purchase. That aspect I loved the most. And home inspection is kind of that exact same thing. I get to go through the entire house and educate the client on that house. That way they feel more comfortable, or so they know the greater picture of the home that they're wanting to buy. So whenever anyone wants the home inspection, it's like, okay, well, what do we even do? That originally starts with the contacting of the client, whether it be through an email, throughway email, or a direct email, a call, whatever. It's just that initial contact. I'll kind of ask, hey, do you know what a home inspection is? If not, I'll go over all the expectations of a home inspection and what the scope of practice is, and what home inspectors don't really do. And then I'll go into the ancillary services like radon and sewer scope. I do recommend every single house or home to get a sewer scope, because we don't know what's underneath the ground, and you are responsible for the sewer pipe from under your house all the way to that curb. That is actually yours. If we don't know what it looks like, we can't really say if it needs repairing or not. Radon, we're only kind of looking at subterranean living spaces, do have the tendency to actually get that that gas. And then from there, if we're all good, we'll schedule that inspection. So the day of the inspection, what the flow, or the different things that we look at, we arrive on site. We kind of get the picture of, hey, what are we looking at for weather, and so on and so forth. From there, we'll go ahead and hop on the roof. We're looking for exposed fasteners, damaged shingles, missing flashing, and we're going to look at the entire roof structure as a whole and each individual aspect of that roof structure. Then we'll go down, hop off the roof, and then we're going to look at the entire exterior, lap after lap after lap, starting at the top and kind of working our way down. We're looking at the eaves, trim, soffits, down a little bit more to the windows. Make sure that all the caulking is good so there's no leaks. Then we're looking at your electrical, exterior electrical, being your lights or your receptacles, your hose bibs, and then making sure that, say, your porch or your stoop or whatever is safe. It's a huge thing, especially with the older houses, not to have proper hand railing. Hand railing's a big thing. You take a little bit of a tumble, some people, it takes a little longer to get up from there. So we're going to look at the entire exterior of the house as a whole, landscaping, and the structure itself. From there, we're going to go ahead and move on in. We're going to look at the entire garage. We're looking at the garage door, looking at the electrical. The electrical does need to be GFCI protected because it is considered a wet space. So all that needs to be ground protected. We're looking at that garage door opener. That's that, major entryway into the garage. And then also, do we have the proper slope in our garage? It is a wet space, so it does need to be angled down away from the house. You think about the little things. From there, we're going to go all the way up into the attic because we were just out there on top of the roof. So we're like, oh man, I saw such and such on the roof. So we're going to go into the attic and look at what the effect was on those things in the attic space. A nice unique thing that we have here in the Pacific Northwest is mold. It is an amazing thing, but that has to do with a lot of ventilation. If I do get to the pictures, we will see that, by the way. Then we're going to hop down, go to the heating system. Usually a lot of it is gas furnaces, but we also got electric furnaces. We got electric heaters, so on and so forth. We're not going to dive too deep into that. Heating system, AC system, kind of the same thing. We're going to then go into the electrical. We're going to look at the actual electrical box. We're going to pull that front cover off and make sure all the connections are correct. Make sure the circuit or the wire size is correct for the circuit breaker or the fuse. I haven't seen any fuses, but the circuit breaker itself and the connection to that main disconnect. Then we're not even close. Then we're going to go into plumbing. What type of plumbing is being used? What does the hot water heater look like? Is the connections all good? Is it a gas water heater, and is it exhausting properly? Then we're going to look at the interior. That is the biggest aspect of the entire house. We're going to look at every single room: windows, walls, ceiling, floor, electrical, the switches, everything. From there, the fireplace takes its own special little precedence because we got to make sure that if we do have a fire in there, we don't have the firebox cracked where fumes or sparks can enter into the wall cavity, and make sure that that fireplace is actually lined. So once again, no fumes or sparks enter into the wall cavity. It's an amazing thing. Then we're going to go to the laundry room, make sure that we have all the proper connections and all the exhausting is done, whether it be through the roof or the actual rooms, because it gets a little hot and steamy in there, and the actual exhaust from the dryer. Then we're going to go into the kitchen, make sure that all of our appliances work, all our cabinets are
We're
there,
down
all
to
the
about 2
drawers
minutes,
are
buddy.
functional. Then into the bathroom, once again, make sure there's no leaking toilets, any leaking water, so on and so forth. And then all the way down into the crawl space and basement, where we're going to be looking at all the really good stuff, because not really anyone even goes into their crawl space. So that's where a lot of the untouched structure lies. Okay, now we're looking at that attic space with all that unique Pacific Northwest mold. A lot of this mold is due to just that ventilation. If you see down here, this little white patch, that is a soffit vent. Up here as well, all this fill insulation needs to be out of the way so we can get proper ventilation. The houses in the Pacific Northwest really need to breathe, or mold blooms will happen. We're going to, still in the attic space, we're going to go into the little critters. On this one, this is a squirrel's nest. You know, they're a little bit better. Bird's nest up here on the top, and then these two are just a recent. As you can see, this is, no one was up in this attic, but we can see trails going everywhere through the insulation and little nests. This was an horrific rodent infestation of the entire attic. The repair actually needed to be that they removed every little bit of insulation out of this attic space and repacked. It was incredible. This is the importance of your home inspection. You just kind of go through the back and you're just looking, oh man, we got a nice little gazebo, but let's take a real look at this. The top is sagging, it's falling apart. The supports are cockeyed and twisted. The only way that this thing is standing is it is actually screwed into the actual house. Now, on top of that, there's no gutter systems or anything, so water would hit this, fall on ground, and that's actually why this patio is cracked, because the earth has been undermined around this from the water dripping down on the floor, causing that to crack. Another big thing is gutters leaking down onto the roof itself. If you can see here, it's kind of wavy. That's because the entire roof structure under here is all completely rotted and waterlogged just because of this one gutter that's draining on top of that roof. And if anyone wants to see these weird oddball things, please follow me on Instagram. This was my latest one, a little bit of duct tape on your sewer pipe repair. It kind of, no, it didn't work at all. I'm trying to be nice. This one is a cast iron cap on top of a copper pipe. We can't have two metals touching because that creates a corrosive atmosphere. This one, I'm going fast. I'm going as fast as I can, guys. This one, new construction. Who is responsible, the framer or the concrete guys? Each industry is going to say, hey, we followed the blueprints, but hey, someone didn't. This is the wall hanging over the foundation. Yeah, crazy. We have a big bundle of wires. Sorry about the picture. It's horrible, but this is a big bundle of wires all held together with electrical tape. Hey, we don't need an electrician. You just bundle them up and do 1 or 2 rolls of electrical tape. We're good, right? This, the plumbing. The importance of a P-trap is to stop sewer gases from entering into the house. But if we have it after our garbage disposal, is it really even doing anything? No, I'll answer that question for you. This one, 2 feet of standing water inside the crawl space. It was quite a scene to get down there and be like, okay, let's inspect this crawl space. Actually, no, I didn't bring my wetsuit with me, so we're not doing that. Leaky window. This was a new construction. They didn't have any sealant on these windows. It was just in place and water was leaking in to the home through this window. Once again, plenty of the nice furry attic spaces. That is going to be concluded for my presentation. Thank you for sticking with me. I kind of talked really fast. If you guys want to see any of these ridiculous pictures or explanations, anything, please follow me on Instagram. And if you guys have any questions, please, I'm all yours.
Awesome.